Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. To start today off, we have official news on Shrek 5, with it being confirmed to release on July 1st, 2026. The directors have also been confirmed, being Brad Abelson and Walt Dorn. Now, Brad Abelson doesn't have a whole lot in his filmography, with the exception of Minions Rise of Gru, which is already a fucking enough if you ask me. But he also has done The Simpsons movie, being a storyboard artist, and he has worked on other things in the Simpsons series. And he's created shit on MTV with Good Vibes, and he's created Legends of Chamberlain Heights on Comedy Central. So overall, I think he's a fine choice, especially with his only real previous direction role being Minions Rise of Gru. So the other things on his filmography don't really apply here. And for being a movie entirely about Minions, Minions 2 was actually pretty fucking good, so I think it's a good thing on his filmography after all. But I am more excited about Walt Dorn, though. I think he has a more impressive filmography overall. For one, he did Mr. Magoo, which is already good enough, but he also did Shrek 2, as well as Shark Tale, which has Will Smith, so that's obviously a W. He also worked on the other Shrek movies, being Shrek the Third and Shrek 4, but he did not work on the first one. But other than that, it's just a whole bunch of other animated films like The Bad Guys, a whole bunch of troll shit, Captain Underpants, so he certainly has experience with animated films. And television as well. He's written for SpongeBob, Dexter's Laboratory. Yeah, overall, pretty impressive. The only thing that kind of worries me is if Shrek 5's humor will be kept intact. Not so much with Walt Dorn, but Brad Abelson, but I'm sure Walt Dorn being there even will be enough to supervise to make sure the humor stays the same. It is surprising that it's coming in 2026, though, with Eddie Murphy assuming that it was coming in 2025 and already talking about the Donkey series. Like, that implied that Shrek 5 was further along in development than it must be. This will likely push the Donkey series back, too, then. We probably won't even get that till 2027, 28, and we're already fucking hearing about it. Damn. I just cannot wait for all the chaos that's going to ensue at Shrek 5 opening day. We're going to pull, like, a fucking Minions Rise of Gru 2 with the Minion dress-up suits. And we may even have a Barbenheimer 2, as Toy Story 5 and Shrek 5 are both releasing in 2026 as well. So we may see the return of two major movie theater trends. Next up, we have news that YouTube is reportedly working on a clone of Twitter in some form that'll allow creators to interact with their community more. It's more so going to be for the fans of the creator, though, as opposed to the creator themselves. So I don't know why people are calling it a Twitter clone. It seems to me like it's closer to a Discord clone, if anything, because it's a way for you to make a fan community and then have your fans interact. And I think it's actually very smart for YouTube to do something like this, as where do all the YouTubers go when they want to try and connect their fans? They don't use the fucking YouTube community page. Right? They go to Discord and they make Discord servers. So YouTube sees this and they're like, alright, let's just make our own. Next up, Keemstar is returning to YouTube, guys. Now, obviously, this isn't really news, I would say, but Drama Alert covers shit that isn't news all the fucking time, so I can cover this, alright? I'm actually fucking excited as hell for this to happen, because I'm so nostalgic of the 2016 YouTube era, where there was just all that fucking stupid drama. You had the shit with Jake Paul, you had the shit with iDubbbz. Like, I miss when I was a Jake Paul fan, okay? Like, I know that sounds stupid. Obviously, Jake Paul's a cunt and whatever, and I don't miss being a Jake Paul fan, but, like, I miss that time of my life, you know? And Drama Alert was a part of that. Even though I didn't watch Drama Alert itself a lot, the way that they covered a lot of the news was definitely different to how everyone else did it. The only way that this really affects me negatively, though, is now I'm going to have more fucking competition. You guys better still watch Kiesel News, even though Drama Alert's back. I already have more competition with Ricky Berwick soon launching his own news show, Cripple News. But go feel free to check out Cripple News as well, because Ricky Berwick's awesome. Next up, according to these texts, with the gray one at the top being from Kanye himself, Kanye is officially retiring from music. No! My friend, you know who you are if you're watching this. I hope that you're doing okay, man. No, my friend is not a Nazi or Hitler sympathizer. Okay, guys, calm down. But anyways, I do find it interesting that he's apparently stepping down because he thinks he doesn't know what else to do or what other songs to make, and I think it's interesting that that is what's taking him down, as opposed to the fucking endless amounts of controversies that he's had. With these texts just happening to leak, though, do you think it's maybe bait and Kanye's gearing up for some sort of, release of some kind? Because he just got into all that drama with Kai Cenat, and I'm sure he wouldn't have bothered trying to do that if he wasn't gearing up for some sort of publicity stunt either, so who knows? Maybe the way that we can get Kanye back is if they make 23 Jump Street. Yeah, we just have even more confirmation, even though we got some earlier, that apparently there was a cancelled script for 23 Jump Street, and multiple people have stated how fucking great it is. So, I don't know if I said this when the story originally came out, but I don't understand why they're opposed to making the movie at this point. Like, it'd be at its peak popularity. They had to have seen the 21 Jump Street or 22 Jump Street memes, right? Like, they have to do something with it. If you don't think that you can do better than the cancelled script that you had before, I guarantee you can. Because you could just take that script and then add in a Kanye soundtrack. Have Kanye fucking do the entire score for the movie, and boom, you're gonna make $1 billion. Next, we have an unfortunate, but one that I expected, update on Star Wars Outlaws, which is that you can apparently cross 3 to 5 planets in under 5 minutes. Great! It makes it even worse that there's only fucking 5 planets in this game. There's 5 planets, and they can be crossed in 5 minutes? What the actual fuck? This is supposed to be an open world game. You know what else is an open world game? Tears of the Kingdom. Or fucking Breath of the Wild. You could spend fucking hours in that game's overworld. Are you gonna be able to spend hours in this game's overworld? Fuck no, you are not. With how bad of shape the Star Wars fandom is in right now, with how much they hate the Acolyte, even though I think a lot of the hate is undeserved, I definitely think any hate this game gets is pretty deserved. And it's unfortunate that every fucking project that is coming out right now is under so much fire. But really, it's Disney Star Wars, what should I expect? It's also unfortunate that I think this game's story is going to be kind of mid, especially with it being set between episodes 5 and 6, which is a time period that I don't think needs a lot of exploring. At least with Breath of the Wild, you may be able to get away with the fact that you can say that the story isn't that interesting, but the open world makes up for it. I mean, I think the Breath of the Wild story is fine and whatever, but this game I don't think will have either a good story or a good open world, so what is there to enjoy? Next up, we have some absolutely hilarious news, being that Kevin Costner's Horizon 2 has had its upcoming release date cancelled because they weren't confident enough in the first film, essentially. First of all, what the fuck was the point of releasing the movie in 2 parts if you were just going to release it that close, back to back? Like, the first movie just fucking released. Why not just make a huge 3-hour, 4-hour movie? It didn't affect Oppenheimer. If people wanted to go see this, they would have went and saw it. To be honest, I've been rooting for this project to fail since its very announcement, as with all the drama with Yellowstone, with Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan getting into a fight reminiscent of the Chuck Lorre, Charlie Sheen situation, I don't think Kevin Costner really deserves to have this succeed. He essentially just left Yellowstone only to make a Yellowstone copy. I haven't seen the movie, but just judging from the trailer, it gives off literally the exact same vibe. And obviously, shows having the same vibe isn't a bad thing. Inspiration is what allows for creativity in the first place. But the fact that it's Kevin Costner, it's so blatant that he's just trying to capitalize off of Yellowstone's success here. It'd be like if Bob Odenkirk dropped out of Better Call Saul's final season and then proceeded to go like, oh, I want to try my shot at writing and directing. I'm going to write a legal show about a lawyer who is a criminal. Yeah, like... Also, I do wonder what the studio is planning to do to build more hype for this project. Like, I'd say part 1 was marketed pretty heavily. I mean, I heard about it, and it wasn't even from discussing film, I just heard about it in general. So, I don't know how they're going to try and up the promotion here. Maybe they'll try and capitalize on when Season 5, Part 2 of Yellowstone comes out, and Kevin Costner will be on everyone's mind while they're watching it, and they'll be like, oh, I wonder why he's not on here, and then they'll go check out the show. And it'll end up being that the entire reason why the second movie succeeds is because of Yellowstone. That's at least what I see happening. Rosanna Pansino is at it again. Remember when she accused Mr. Beast of faking all of his videos, using the video that she appeared in as evidence, even though she appeared in multiple other videos beforehand? So that was already enough evidence in favor of Mr. Beast, as if she was so against his videos being fake, then why did she appear in multiple videos, right? But anyways, she is now accusing him of faking his videos once again, after Marcus Brownlee put out a tweet stating otherwise. First of all, with Marcus Brownlee stating that Mr. Beast's videos are real, I'm more willing to take his word over Rosanna's. But even Rosanna's point makes no sense. She says that Mr. Beast essentially threatened to delete Airac's channel if he failed the challenge, but then when he failed the challenge, he didn't proceed to delete the channel. But that doesn't imply that the rest of his videos are fake, just that part was fake. Like, I'm not, like, no one is denying that Mr. Beast fakes certain parts of his content to up the stakes. Like, for example, why would he just do a video where it's like, oh yeah, Airac's gonna do this challenge, and if he fails, then nothing bad happens. Like, no, they want to add a little drama to it, so it gets more views, and in turn makes more money, which will in turn help more people in the long run. As for Airac's videos, I'm more willing to state that they're fake. She does say that Airac was caught faking most of his videos, and yeah, I wouldn't deny Airac's, because his are just like any other challenge video that give off a fake vibe, but I don't think Mr. Beast is like any other challenge YouTuber. I believe he's the only real one out there. For one, he's the only challenge YouTuber with an actual philanthropist food bank and shit, and philanthropist company, so there's no way that that's fake. I guarantee you Rosanna has a song coming out just like last time, so she wants a little bit of that extra clout so that people will check out her song. Next up, little brief story on The Boys here. Apparently, the showrunner wants the show to end on a movie now, as opposed to Season 5. So first there was rumors about it extending beyond Season 5, then there was no plans to end it, then it was ending on Season 5, now potentially a movie. But regardless, I do think ending it on a movie would be cool, especially if it just is essentially an extended finale, and it would give the finale of the show more time to breathe, which it'll likely inevitably need, as you never want a rushed finale. But I'm also curious to see if this movie would end up being a streaming movie, like for Prime Video, or an in-theaters movie. Because with The Boys being a Prime Video original, Prime would probably want first dibs on that movie, right? But I think putting it in theaters could potentially give it quite a good audience. I know people seemingly only go to theaters for event movies now, unless Inside Out 2 kind of now destroys that theory, with Inside Out 2 making as much money as it did. But anyways, having a superhero satire movie in theaters to compete with actual superhero movies like Marvel and DC, I think would be very interesting. And it would be cool to see if The Boys would actually end up making more at the box office. Absolutely crucial news here at the end of Kiesel News for our last story, being Danny Trejo, the guy who plays Tortuga in Breaking Bad. Yeah, you know, the guy who got his fucking head stuck by the Salamanca twins onto a turtle. His favorite game of all time is Animal Crossing. So that just makes me fucking wish that there were turtle villagers in Animal Crossing, as then he could have an entire village full of turtles.